Hey, it's Susan from SusanF.com, creator of Easy Peasy LOA, which is a 6-step system for making the law of attraction freaking easy. And it helps you see that you are always doing it right, shows you where to course correct. If you're not, it is not about asking, believing, receiving, but it's me showing you how. And if you want to know more about it, please sign up at easypeasyloa.com. You'll get my free video workshop. But today, what I want to talk about is visualization, why I am so freaking good at visualization, why I am such a good, deliberate manifester. I want to share a big secret with you. And I'm sharing this with you. I touch on it actually in one of my videos in my free training, this story about how I solidified my belief and my faith that visualization works. And I want to tell you because I get so many PMs and emails about people who really want to do Easy Peasy LOA and maybe they didn't manifest the prizes and they're not sure of how they can afford to do it or if they should do it or whatever, and they're trying to manifest a means to do it. So they want, how can I manifest the money to do Easy Peasy LOA? And I'm going to tell you flat out, you're doing it wrong right now. You do not need to try and manifest the money to do Easy Peasy LOA. In fact, Easy Peasy LOA might not even be what you really need. So I want to tell you this story, and then we're going to go into that more at the end so you can really grasp this concept and do what's best for you. So in 2007, it's about 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, I was at a really high point in my career. And by high point, I mean probably the most fun I was having in my career. I was starting to get a little tired, but I had been doing really well. It was my second season in handbags at Banana Republic. And my second season was hitting the stores and it was doing really, really well, as was my first. And I started to get lots of recruiters calling me. I was getting calls from places like Coach, from Abercrombie and Fitch, from Kate Spade, the Kate Spade and Andy Spade from before Kate Spade became its own brand, before I worked for them. And this was a very exciting time for me. But at the same time, I was starting to get tired. My boyfriend at the time and his best friend were moving to North Carolina, open a recording studio, and my best friend who worked with me was moving down there as well, and we had a couple of other friends down there too. And I started craving this lifestyle that I envisioned them having, this, more relaxed, cool, fun lifestyle down in North Carolina where things weren't so hectic and expensive and all of that stuff. So I didn't know how that was going to happen because I was happy with what I was doing in my career. I was feeling really proud. And like I said, it was kind of like a pinnacle or a high point in my career. And I didn't want to just throw that all away. So what I started doing was I just started visualizing during coffee time, which was my me time every morning where I like to visualize. I still do it. And I would visualize my life, ideally how it would be in North Carolina. When I did this, I focused on what it would feel like to just have that free feeling, what it looked like to be with my boyfriend and my friends and all of the fun that we were having. I never once focused on how it was going to happen, where the money was coming from, what I was even doing for money in North Carolina. I never focused on any of that. I focused on the fun part. And every morning it felt good to write that out. That was how I like to visualize. I teach other ways of visualization or of using visualization in the Easy Peasy LOA program because writing is not for everyone. And I help you find the way that works best for you. But that is what works best for me. And it felt really good to do that every morning. And I did it for pleasure. During this time, my best friend's packing up. She was leaving Banana too, like I said. And I was watching everyone move down there. And for some reason, whatever reason, I had the intuitive nudges to go on these interviews. So the people that were trying to recruit me, even though I was happy at Banana, I didn't necessarily want to leave my job at Banana. Something was telling me, go on the interviews, go on the interviews. So I started to go on the interviews. And the one in particular was Abercrombie and Fitch in Ohio. I wasn't really taking any of the interviews. I just kept saying, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And I knew for sure that I didn't want to live in Ohio. But again, I went on it. I listened to my gut and I went on the interview and they gave me an offer. And I didn't like the offer. I sent the offer back. And they gave me another offer, a better offer. And I took that offer to my boss at the time, who I had a really great relationship with. And I told her what was going on because of, they were bringing new people in. It was getting bigger. And I felt like some of my creative freedom was going away. And, I was also feeling tired and wanted a different lifestyle. And I proposed the idea to her that I would resign from Banana, but then I would freelance for her because I knew she didn't want to lose me. I would freelance for her as needed and thinking, hey, I can pick up some extra money that way. She was not having it. She wanted me full time. And she came up with this proposal where she would match the new salary. She would also allow me to keep all of my full-time benefits and remain a full-time employee. So now I'm moving to North Carolina with a New York City paycheck, right? The cost of living is much lower in North Carolina than it is in New York City. I'm keeping all of my benefits, health insurance, PTO, all of that good stuff. I am getting a travel budget. Now I'm getting a bigger travel budget for not just the shopping trips, but also to go back and forth to New York City as I needed for meetings and all of that kind of stuff. And I get to have my two best friends help me out down there. Since I'm not going to have any help, they also happen to be designers. And I was allowed to hire them on as contractors as I needed help so we could all work together. This proposal could not have been any better. She had to not only get it approved by the head of Banana Republic, but by the head of all of Gap Inc., because Banana was a division of Gap Inc. She got it approved. I don't know how, but they approved it. This was before people worked virtually. This was not normal. This was unheard of. People didn't have work virtually the way that we do today. My whole business is virtual now. It wasn't like that. So they didn't even know how to set up my taxes. They didn't know how to set me up, but they figured out a way. And I got this amazing deal. And now here's the kicker. I never once focused on how this would happen. I never worried about the money. I never worried about how I was going to make money when I was there. I never thought, oh, this isn't possible for me. This isn't possible for anyone. I never worried about any of that. The only thing I did was keep my eye on the prize, my ideal scenario because it was fun. I was not attached to it. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I didn't know if it wasn't going to happen. I was still living my life, moving through my life, enjoying my life and living it. And writing this out just for fun. Like, wouldn't this be cool if? And it happened. It happened. I followed my intuition. I trusted my intuition and I listened to my heart. And here's where the tips come in. The two things that really screw people over when it comes to visualization is, number one, they don't let themselves dream. They don't even get to the dream because they get so bogged down in the second piece, the hows. So in order to be a master visualizer, you need to be able to keep your eye on the ball, to focus on the real prize, right? So when you guys are PMing me because you want to be an easy peasy LOA, but you're trying to manifest the money, I don't want you manifesting the money. If you want to be an easy peasy LOA, I want you to visualize the fun that you will have there. I want you to visualize what easy peasy LOA is going to do for you and go one step further. Once you realize what easy peasy LOA is going to do for you, I want your focus there. Easy peasy LOA might not be your ticket, right? It may be, but there could be another way. You might realize what you really want, and that might happen for you before you even get to easy peasy LOA. So I don't want you focusing on how you think it's going to happen. I just want you to focus on what you really want. I want you to let yourself dream. And I don't want to hear that it's hard for you to dream. If you are a human, you are a creator. Some of us were raised to embrace that. Some of us were raised to dampen that, but we all have it. And don't tell me that you haven't fantasized about anything. I know you have fantasies. I don't know what kind they are, but I know you've had them. And visualization is very much the same thing. It's a fantasy. It's about getting into the fantasy, allowing yourself to go there. Make the time for it. I make time for it almost every single day, sometimes more than once, because it feels good. It feels good. The way I do it feels good. So you have to allow yourself to go there. You have to let go of how it can happen if it's going to happen. You have to allow yourself to dream of what you really want. So I hope this is some food for thought for you. If you're still trying to manifest easy peasy, remember, get into the mindset of it really happening. Imagine yourself in the program with all of us. Imagine yourself having many wins. Imagine yourself creating whatever it is that you want to create. You know, if you want easy peasy because you feel like you want a new dream home, focus on the dream home. If you want easy peasy because you feel like you want to create more success and freedom in your business, focus on the success and freedom in your business. Easy peasy may very well be the way to that, or it may not. It could happen before you even get to easy peasy LOA at the end of the week. So allow yourself to dream the real dream. This is my message for you today. I hope it helps you out, and I will talk to you really soon.